All right, we are back in period 5, building our first Android app. It takes some time to get used to what you're building. So I'm going to give him 9 lives today, so we're going to go into our blocks. Let's go up to the top. You guys need to create a variable. Go to your variable box. Max, are you getting this? And what? Why don't you want to do that today? It seems boring to you? I can't imagine anything we would do would be exciting enough for you, Max. I can't imagine building an app is boring for people. All right. So lives is going to equal 9. And then in here, you're going to go into screen 1, and you're going to go into your LBL lives. And actually, we could create a procedure right here that says display lives. Display num lives. And then right in here, you guys could go into your LBL lives. And you want to set the text to be, go to your text box, get a join. And you're going to go get a text box. And here you're going to say lives, :space. And down in here, then you can just get your variable, the number of lives that you have. All right, so that all you have to do here now is go in here and say, okay, call num lives. So down here, we can start doing collision detection.
I need one of the papers you made for this, because
Gets it. So now we got to go down in here and start doing collision detection. So my Pac-Man guy, my Pac-Man's going to collide with different people. Is that correct? Anthony, is that what you did last night? Yeah, Anthony did this last night on his own. Why? Because he's awesome. So you just go in here and you say, okay, if you go down to Pac-Man right here, if Pac-Man collides with other. You see that? And all you're going to do is say, you're going to do an if statement. So go to control if. Is that the principal's signature?
no. So we need my face.
Why didn't the principal sign?
They're gonna find her. Told you I was looking for her.
Find her?
The man, yeah. It's like the assistant principal.
Oh, you were talking to an assistant principal? Okay, so if here you're just going to say, you know, what are you going to collide with? So, you know, and we can expand this. So you can do it equals here. If the other sprite is equal to whatever you want to collide with. So I could say, okay, if I collide with Inky, what should happen if I collide with Inky? Don't you lose a life if you collide with a ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just going to go over here and you're going to say, okay, go get my variable and set my global lives equal to global lives minus 1. So now go get your global lives.
How did you get to that screen?
Global, you go down to the blocks. Top right corner. Global lives minus 1, and now I go to my procedure and I say, okay, display num lives. That's it. And now I can do this again. Else if I collide with who else? Who else could I collide with? Yeah, else if. Else if. What if? What if I run into Clyde? What should happen? Lose a life, right? Call, display, lives, right? Is that your boyfriend? So, what if I collide with Inky, Clyde, Blinky? Same thing, lose the lives. Call, display, num lives. Okay, what if I collide with Pinky? Lose a life. This is pretty simple, right? Display the number of lives you have. And now we can change it up a little bit. What if oh, thank you. What if I collide with a dot? And what if I collide with a Powerball, right? Well, now all you have to do is go in here and you say, oh, claim to, oh, guess what? I don't have a variable. I don't have a score variable. So guess what we got to do? We got to make one. Okay, so let's go back up here. Right? Let's copy this guy. And let's do score. Let's call it my score. My score is going to start out at 0. And then basically you can just go and copy this. And right here we're going to say display score. These are called procedure calls. You go down in here to LBL score. You go down here and you say score, S-C-O-R-E, colon, space. Make sure you put the space in there. It's very important. Doesn't sound like it is, but you want to make sure that the numbers next to it have a little space in between them so you can see. And then right here, this is going to be my score. And then at the beginning of the game, you're just going to call display my score. And then down here, let's go down here and find out where we were. If we collide with a dot, it's going to be my score plus 1. Do the math. If and only if you're watching the video. Plus 1. And then you're going to call display score. And then down here, we'll go ahead and do this. If we run into a Powerball, what'd you say, Anthony? We're going to get 10? We're going to get 10 if we run into a Powerball. And then call display score. Okay, run it. Connect it. Reset. AI companion. Scan it in. Anybody go as Pac-Man last night?
No. But I see somebody.
I think that's a good costume.
That guy was like,
Oh no. I only got 4 lives left. By the way, I just got a dot.
What's the blue ghost's name?
By the way, my dot is not moving.
What's a blue bus now? What's the company? That was
Blinky.
oh yeah.
Inky is blue.
Oh.
Pinky is pink. Inky is blue. Blinky is red, and Clyde is orange. All right, so now my lives, if you guys notice, my lives are at -19. What should happen to the game at -19? What does that mean, you die? I don't understand. Game over, right? So now we got to go down here, right? And we got to do an if statement. If, do an equal to sign here. Go get your variables. If your lives, if lives is equal to 0, then you got to turn the game clock off. I could have text-to-speech. Well, this would be a good time to put in text-to-speech. Let's go into media, put in text-to-speech. And text-to-speech, Siri can come on and say game over. So we'll go text-to-speech here. And then your stuff always saves in MIT. It automatically saves, so that can't be the problem. You're going to say game over. And then you probably want to go ahead and turn your clock off. So just turn your game clock off.
Then isn't that where the reset button comes in?
Yeah, then we could start working on the reset button to replay the game. Very good. Do you guys see how you just do one little thing at a time?
Yeah.
It's not that hard. You just program one little thing at a time. It's just like doing a million-piece puzzle. Oh my God, it's so hard to do a million-piece puzzle. It's really not that hard. You find two pieces that fit together and you put them together. And then you keep repeating that over and over again until, you know. So right now, what I want to do is turn my game clock off. So you just go down to game clock, and you're going to say game clock is false. Turn it off. And then if you want, you can disable all your sprites. So you go to Pinky enabled is false. And then you can just duplicate that. Blinky, duplicate that. Clyde, duplicate that. Dot, duplicate that. Pack Inky. All right, got Inky. Pac-Man, duplicate that. Pinky, duplicate that. Powerball. Everything's turned off, and once it's turned off, then all the players will stop moving. Three what? Three. You just go back and you click on the little gear. See if I can find it. You click on the little gear and you add a string to it down in here. That gear is called a morph button. And now, Kiera is right. Now we need to start thinking about a reset button. So now all we want to do is go ahead and reset the game, and I'm going to pay attention to all this right here. So you're going to go down in here to BTN start. I think this button 1 was supposed to be reset game, is it not? Yeah, it's button 1. I didn't name it. Notice how when you look at button 1, you have no idea what button 1's for, so you always want to give it a name, right? So this is going to be called button reset, BTN reset. Now I know it's the reset button. Now I can go in here, and I can go to my reset button. And I'll show you how to work smarter, not harder here. Okay, you want to create a procedure. Okay, so I'm going to create a procedure called start reset game. I'll blow this up so you can see. So this guy is going to be called start reset game. And then I'm going to take everything out of here. I'm going to copy this block. And I'm going to take everything out. And right here I can say start. And then when we start reset game, everything goes back to true. All the switches get turned back on. And that's it. That's the game of Pac-Man. We just did Pac-Man.
Okay.
Yep, I'm done with the whole game.
We're not making anything?
The only thing I want to do is when you collide with, you guys ever seen Snake before?
Yeah.
When you collide with the dot, it jumps somewhere else. I thought we could do that with the dot, just to have it do something different. Where you got a power ball that's bouncing around the screen, but then your dot, if you go get the dot, it jumps to somewhere else. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do here was go right here. If we collide with the dot, let's create a procedure that says randomly
How does this class over?
find new location. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and call randomly find new location when it runs into the dot. And then over here, you're just going to tell the dot let's go down and find the dot. Set the X and set the Y. Set the X and Y of the dot to a random location on the screen. So you go into your math box and you get a random integer between 1 and 100. Actually, you can go from 0. The screen is 300. And then down here, this is 0, 300. So when you run into that dot, it's going to go to a new X and Y location. All right, so let me go ahead and play this, see if I can run into the dot, and let's see if the dot goes somewhere else.
Yeah, can you scan yours? Think it'll work.
This is an old version. Now it's loading.
Can I scan yours?
Sure.
I needed that. Can you put your thing back on?
Oh crap, I'm sorry. Pack was running. Ah, this is hard. Dang it, I lost. Reset. How come when I hit reset, I found a bug.
Oh, whoa.
When I hit reset, the lives don't start over.
Ooh, yeah. Forgot to reset the lives. Very good.
Why are your ghosts flying everywhere?
The blue ghost isn't moving.
What's the 6-character code?
The blue ghost isn't moving. I think I broke it.
What's the 6-character code?
I don't know.
How come it didn't kill you? You didn't just touch it.
No. But if I reset. Okay.
Hey. Hard.
Do a hard reset. Reset.
I was trying to.
It just, since everybody, it's bogging down the internet right now with everybody trying to scan in my game. So Kira found a bug. So Kira, where is that?
To be honest, one of your bugs was the blue ghost wasn't moving. The second bug was the lives didn't reset. I don't think those. Yeah, my life. Your blue ghost wasn't moving. Yeah, your blue ghost.
So we need to find reset game. Here we go, reset game. So she's right. When you go to reset game, right? You're going to go right here and say, okay, set my number of lives equal to 0. What do you mean? Yeah, lives is equal to 0. And score, what should score go back to? By the way, lives goes back to 9, right? Lives goes back to 9. And then right under here, all I have to do is call display num lives. And underneath here, all I have to do is display score. And it will display it back to 0 and back to 9. And that's how you reset the game.
Can you put that out, please? Oh, this is how we do it.
Remember that stupid version I made? Pick our husband. Oh, God, it's so.
Can you put that out, please?
Sure.
Start.
So the dot jumped.
What about your blue ghost?
The dot jumped again. I'm getting drilled by these ghosts.
Game over.
I think our ghosts are going a little fast.
What about your blue?
What about the blue one? Well, then you got to set it to move. All you got to do is go back in the code and set it to move. So why is the blue one not moving? Because we didn't tell it to move, right?
These ghosts are too crazy. They're really crazy.
So I'm going to set the ghost down to 20 or 10.
High score. Game over. I got 3. Game over. I got
So this guy right here, what's the blue ghost?
Blinky.
Inky?
Inky.
Yep. That's why Inky's not moving, because we never had code telling Inky to move. We had Powerball, Blinky, Clyde, Pinky, and now Inky. Now they all should move. Okay? Your computer's not going to do. Your computer only. Remember the beginning video? It says you're basically programming the dumbest thing in the universe called a computer. It's only going to do exactly what you tell it to do. So you got to tell it everything you want it to do.
I got it to work, but it can't move left or right.
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe you didn't put in the proper code.
Yeah, put in the codes and tell it to go left and right. Here's left right here.
Right. How did you get this thing? How come there's 3 little like puzzle pieces on the joint? I can only figure out how to get to it.
So if you go click on this blue button right here, you can add another one down in there.
Can?
Yep.
When it resets, scores.
The what?
The scores.
The score is not there? So where do I display score at? Here's display score right here. These I have words in there. Mine resets with words in there because I have words right here.
Can you hit design real quick? I want to see what it is.
What?
Can you go to the designer tab? Okay. Did you drag in another label? Yep, you did. Okay.
Yeah, I dragged in another label for lives. 9 lives. Gonna be like Pac-Man's like a cat. He's got 9 lives. All right, so keep